Today, we're going to do Class 2 restoration on tooth number 3. Not only do we have interproximal decay, but I suspect we'll have decay that extends beyond the fracture line. We got this sped way up high because there's no need to waste your time watching me prep this tooth. But you will notice right where the fracture line was that you can see the amount of decay that was there. So that fracture line did provide quite a highway for the decay bugs to get into the tooth. So now we have the tooth prepped, and we're going to use the diagonodent to check for decay. I like this diagonodent. You can use a caries finder as well, but the diagonodent's very nice because it'll let you know just where the decay is, and we get rid of all the decay or caries affected dentin. So found a few spots that need to be cleaned up. The contact on tooth number 4 was somewhat concave, as was necessary when the restoration was done, but now we have an opportunity to make a more ideal contact. So I'm shaping away the buccal and lingual side of the composite and make it more of a nice ideal contact surface. Also, while I have the opportunity, I'm going to round off the marginal ridge more like a real tooth. Now we're ready to go. While I had the opportunity before placing my matrix band, I noticed that the contact at the distal was not ideal, and I'm making a more rounded marginal ridge. The patient was upset because there are times that the floss would catch and not pass through this contact smoothly. So we're going to help her out here. And this also will make it much simpler to place the matrix band. And here we're placing the using the Sarisol just to free things up. That's again at the distal. Now this is a greater curve, just a standard band. So the band's in place now, and dropping it down interproximal a little bit further so we can get a nice excellent seal. Now at this point we have the matrix in place, and we're going to make our contact opening. So I'm burnishing the band against the adjacent tooth, and what I'm doing is outlining the matrix a little bit so I can kind of see where the contact will be, and that's where we want to make our opening. Here I'm using the egg-shaped finishing carbide, and again to make this contact opening, it's not a muscle activity at all. It's a very slight side to side, very smooth motion. You're just barely wiping away the stainless steel matrix. And keep working, and next thing you know, you'll see a little dot of a contact. So there it is, you see it now. And now just a matter of expanding the periphery. And what we want to do is mirror image the available contact surface on the adjacent tooth number 4. So it's not something you want to take a rush job. It's very smooth, very clean, take your time. So once the opening is completed, there should be a very smooth transition with the explorer tip from the metal to the adjacent tooth. It'd be imperceptible to the tip of an explorer. Now we're ready to place our restorative. This is Clean and Boost from Apex Dental. Removes all the oils. Now we're using Conceptus. Now we're placing our bonding agent. In this case, it's Prelude self-etch. Now for our restorative material, we're going to use Activa from Pulp Dent. In this case, it's shade A2. The nice thing about Activa is it's a flowable, but it's a flowable with very hard, unlike most flowables, so you can actually use it at the occlusal surface. So placing an initial layer, working around, make certain there's no voids. Now I'm just spotting, curing like 2 seconds. Now we're going to complete the fill with the Activa. Checking the margins, make certain there's no bubbles. A nice continuous flow from composite material to the margins. Now I'm giving it maybe a good 10-15 second cure. Now we're finishing. You do your initial finishing with the matrix in place. You notice I'm making a nice rounded marginal ridge. Now, in order to break the contact, we come in with a spatula. Tell your patient you might hear a little snap, and we break the contact. Once the contact's broken, that's a matter of pulling the distal free, and out the matrix comes. Now we're going to do our final finishing. Check the occlusion. Doing our final touches now, interproximal. Adjusting the marginal ridge just a bit more. We can adjust the marginal ridge and not have any fear of going through the contact because our contact has both width and depth. In summary, the main reasons I like Activa from Pulp Dent is because it is a flowable that allows you, the dentist, to fill quickly. It wears as well as any composite and is chip resistant. Finally, as a bonus, it is bioactive.